This is Patrick Allman from StopDoingNothing.com, and this is the weekly show. For those of you that are tuning in for the first time, every Thursday at 2 p.m. Central Time, I fire up the camera to the fan page, and I give you some of my life lessons and advice and things that are going to help you make you a better individual in this world. I've had the Stop Doing Nothing brand for quite a while now. We're starting to expand it. You know, I've always thought about writing a book, so I know that's in the works. Just have to get it from my head out here. But my goal with the weekly show is to get out the ideas to help make you a better person. And this one, today's topic is not going to be the usual one. Our theme for 2017 is the importance of money, and not money so much as the monetary things, but the money as in terms of the choices it gives. But this week we're going to talk about a little bit about the title I put up there, which is, trying to figure out what you want to do in your life when you have no clue. I'm sure a lot of you spend some time watching some YouTube videos. You may have been watching my YouTube videos. Make sure you go watch them if you haven't done so yet. Or you'll watch other people. You'll see entertainers, or you'll see politicians, or you'll see singers, or you'll see rappers, or you'll see self-improvement people like the Tony Robbins of the world and the Gary Vaynerchuks of the world. All people I admire, but oftentimes it seems like people like that, people who are doing grand things in life, have got their shit together. And you look at people and like, they've been doing this, they've been doing this for 10, 20, 30 years, and I mean, everything is perfect for them. They've got a grand plan laid out, and they know how to speak perfectly, and they're selling products, and they're making money, and they're such a great public speaker and such a great presenter. And oftentimes you think, you want your life to be like that. Wouldn't it be great if your life and every single day you woke up with, you knew what your purpose was, and you knew the path you wanted to take, and you knew what you were passionate about. You hear that a lot in self-improvement stuff. Follow your passion, figure out what your passion's about. Live your passion, figure out a way to make money with your passion, or your obsession. I'm really big on the word obsession. Figure out what you're obsessed about or what you could get obsessed about, and talk about that more, and find a way to turn your obsession into a business or into a way to generate revenue for you. But the stark reality is, and I'm sure a lot of you have discovered this, is that oftentimes that's not that easy. You don't know what you want to do. You don't know what you want to be in life. I mean, you oftentimes you hear kids that are like 10 or 15 saying, "Oh, I always know what I want to be in life." But what I've come to realize recently is I have a lot of friends who are older. You think 30, 40, 50, 60, people who are very mature in life that really don't know where they want to go. They don't know the path they want to pursue. They really have nothing that jazzes them up. They have nothing that makes them passionate. And if that's you, if you're that kind of person who doesn't really have that path, that drive, or that goal-oriented mentality, and nothing jazzes you, nothing makes you wake up in the morning and jump out of bed, then that's perfectly okay. Some people are like that. Some people, don't find that one magic passion in life, and you may never find it, but that's okay. Having that utopia, that one pinnacle type thing, that one life driver that just makes you want to, like I said, jump out of bed, that is great. It's a great situation to be in, but you may not always have that. So if that's the case, if you're that kind of person who, there are things that make you happy, but there's nothing just like really jazzes you or overwhelms you, then, if you've watched previous videos, you know that I'm a big fan of done is better than perfect. That's probably something you'll see on the Facebook page or on my profile. Done greater the sign perfect. That's just the way it is sometimes. And I'm not going to necessarily say that's the way you should be in life, but figure out, a couple of things that you like to do. Maybe if you're not really hardcore driven, passionate about something, that's okay. Figure out some things that you like to do, and what can you do to do more of those. Life isn't always, sunshine and rainbows and passion and rah, rah, rah and motivation. As a matter of fact, sometimes, in my opinion, you can be oversaturated by motivation. I mean, you may be out there watching my show right now. You may go after this and watch some Tony Robbins stuff and some Will Smith stuff. I'm a big fan of Will Smith stuff. And or some Gary Vaynerchuk stuff, or just any number of people out there that are motivational. I mean, some people hate Tai Lopez, but he's also very motivational for some people. So if that's the case, if you're that kind of person that just really, is not really getting jazzed up about anything, find something that find some things that are just, okay, you get a little bit excited about, and see how you can do more of those. One of the things I've noticed with a lot of people is that once they travel, that jazzes a lot of people up. If you're the kind of person who stays in the same place a lot, stays in the same house, never goes out, doesn't see a lot of sunlight, and you are in the same state, meaning the physical state, like in the United States, if you're in the same location for too long, your senses will kind of get numb and dull to what other possibilities may be there in life. So oftentimes, traveling is a great way to rediscover what may make you happy. I know a lot of people hate airport travel, for example. I love it. I love it when I have to travel across even the state or the country. We live pretty close to Dallas, so sometimes I have to hop on I-35 and drive down to Dallas, and I love that because it gets me outside of my element. I love that highway. I mean, sometimes I may complain about it, but I love the highway. I love getting there, and I love the unpredictability of it. When it comes to flying, some people absolutely despise flying. Me, I get excited from the moment I pull away from the house and I park at the airport and I get my luggage and I go check in. I mean, that's exciting to me. Sitting around the airport having a cup of coffee and doing people watching and getting on the plane. Now, the actual physical sitting part in the airplane is a little bit of a challenge because I'm a big guy. But when I'm on an airplane, I do whatever I can to learn about what's going on around me and the people around me. Oftentimes, by the end of a flight, if I'm flying alone, I will know a lot about the flight attendants because I go back there and I ask them, what are you guys doing? Where are you going? Where are you traveling? Things like that. I love to learn about people around me. And then once I get to my actual destination, going to coffee shops and restaurants and locations and beaches and entertainment spots that I've never been to, that revitalizes me. I know every single time I come back from any kind of trip, I feel so excited. I feel so much more alive. And I live off that high for a while, and then I have to kind of work on getting self-motivated again. But that may be a solution for you. If you don't know, what you want to do in your life, get out and travel a little bit. Shed some of your worldly goods or your material things, and go out and get around the world and discover what goes on. I mean, oftentimes, for example, people that live in the Midwest. I live in the Midwest. I didn't grow up here, but I live in the Midwest now. And what I love doing is I love getting back to the beach. I love seeing the edges of the country, getting back to the beach, going up in the mountains, going down to the coastal areas, things like that. Going to places where people speak different accents and they have many different habits and different food styles that I like. Getting outside of your element is something you need to do, in my opinion, to discover your passion in life, because you have to have a lot of different experiences, I think, to figure out which experience is the one for you. I mean, it may be that inside your heart, if you're in the Midwest, you may be an ocean kind of coastal person, and you need to get out there, and that's what jazzes you. That's what gets you excited in the morning, is going out and hanging out by the water. I've got plenty of friends who I know who are planning on traveling to Mexico and things like that when they retire, and just setting up shop in cheap bars by the beach, because there's a bar we can hang out, and there's always new people to meet at a bar, friend-wise, not drinking-wise, but friend-wise, and there's always water, and there's always exciting things to do. For me, another thing that I do that gets me excited is I actually fly myself. Ever since I was a kid, I was always been very excited about flying, so one of the things I really love to do is hop in an airplane, rent an airplane, because I have a pilot's license, rent an airplane and fly above the world that I live in and see what's going on below me and going to a new destination. And the whole summary here, what I'm trying to say is just try to get outside of your element. Watch things you've never watched before. Go places you've never been before. And oftentimes you may say, well, that's pretty expensive, Patrick. I don't have $1,000 to travel to Cancun or get on a cruise ship or whatever. Well, what you can do is on a given weekend, if you have the ability if you have a car, which if you're in the U.S., cars are very common. If you have the ability, wake up on a Saturday morning and just hit the road and drive a certain direction. Pick a place on the map you've never been to before, pick a highway you've never gone down before, and get on that highway and drive for 3 or 4 hours and just see where it takes you. That sense of unknown, that sense of adventure, oftentimes can also spark what gets you excited in life. But if you are that kind of person who doesn't really know what they want, don't get overly concerned about it. You could get down on yourself and realize, hey, maybe you're a freak, maybe you're weird that you don't have a passion in life. That's kind of some bullshit area there. Don't worry about it. It may never come, or one day it just may hit you upside the face. Hey, here's what I like. Here's what I'm passionate about. But whatever it is, please don't fret. Don't get overly worrisome about it or overly concerned, because once you do that, you've added some additional stress in your life that is going to even make it worse. So don't voluntarily add more stress in your life when it comes to figuring out your passion, what juices you and what drives you, because you just don't need the additional stress in your life. And I hope this has been helpful for you. And whether it has, or you have some other ideas as to what kind of juices you in the world, what makes you happy, what gets you alive, I would love to hear from you. Please feel free to follow me and subscribe on social media and leave a comment. Reply to me on Twitter and tell me what it is that you've done to inspire a passion in your life or to inspire what jazzes you. I would love to hear about that. Same thing on YouTube. It's really important for me that you go over to YouTube and you subscribe and you click the area to get notifications when we upload these videos, because this will be on iTunes. This will be on where are we at now? This podcast, for those of you that are listening and not watching, the podcast is actually on iTunes now. It's on Google Play and it's on iHeartRadio. We're in all three of those places, so go subscribe to one or all three of those, and reply back there and leave a comment about what you've done that may help other people to get them jazzed in life. I'm also going to give you some homework today. If you do me a favor, go over to YouTube, and there's a video I would love for you to watch that might get you a little bit jazzed up. No pun intended. I'm a big Will Smith fan, and over on YouTube, someone made kind of a collage of his stuff. And I think the title of the video is "Your Thoughts and Feelings Have Physical Actions or Physical Manifestations." But just search for Will Smith and thoughts and feelings and manifestations or physical, and you'll find a video which is a montage of his thoughts on the topic, just so you get some different points of view. And whenever I kind of get down the dumps, I'll go watch that video, and it reminds me that I have a purpose in this life and I have a purpose on this planet. And I'm going to work hard to always find that. And it's just kind of some of his best words put together. And he's not known as a motivational person, but once you see all these video clips of his together, you realize that maybe he knows what he's talking about. And one last thing I would ask you to do is, if these videos and this podcast is helpful for you, do me a favor and go over to a website that I've just created this morning called sdnshow.com. SDN is for Stop Doing Nothing. Go over to sdnshow.com, and you can go to all those other places I told you about, but you can also get on the email list for when I put out new shows like this, because I'm really hoping these help your life and help you make some better choices in life and get you jazzed. I hope if you're having problems getting motivated, I hope that some of the stuff I do helps kind of kick you in the butt and get you motivated also. For those of you that are watching live on YouTube or Facebook, thank you very much for your time. And I'm always interested in hearing what topics that you would like me to talk about for the future. And like I said, we are live on the Stop Doing Nothing fan page every Thursday at 2 p.m. U.S. Central Time. So if you want to watch and interact live and give me some thumbs up and some hearts, then hop over and watch that there every Thursday at 2 p.m. Central. Until next week, get on the email list. I love each and every single one of you. If you're on the podcast, go and watch this on YouTube so you can see my face. And if you are on YouTube and you want to listen in your car on the podcast, then hop on over to, I guess it would be iTunes, or what did I say, iHeartRadio, or Google Play, and you can subscribe there too and listen to more Patrick in your car. You guys have a great week, have a great weekend, and we will see you soon over at StopDoingNothing.com. Take care, everybody.